Okay, so we're ready to go.
All right, 5:30. We are going to convene the select board meeting for July 28th, 2026. I call the meeting to order. I'd like to acknowledge and welcome Dave Tully to the board.
Thank you.
E3?
Yeah, glad to have you here. I think you were on once before and then whatever.
We got that over with.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yes.
All right, so meeting's called to order. Public comment. Do you have any public comments? Seeing none. Approval of the meeting minutes from the July 8th, 2026 meeting.
Move to accept minutes of July 8th, 2026,
Good.
board meeting.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, and appointments.
We go. So we have Affordable Housing Committee, Affordable Housing Trust Fund, Board of Trustees, Master Plan Implementation Committee, Council on Aging and Union Building Rehab Committee.
Okay,
So,
yeah, fine. Do we have a motion? Is that your motion to appoint?
so there are three here that don't have people.
So these are the remaining select board designee positions that
Yeah,
we were kind of waiting to have a full board to
Yes.
consider.
right.
So,
Well, we can
I
do the,
think
yeah,
Karen was
So,
the
right.
former representative
Mhm.
on these three, so.
so you've got three openings here that you're looking to fill with
With one,
BOS members.
correct.
Right.
Affordable Housing Committee. Were you weren't on that, right?
No,
Yeah, I thought so. Master Plan Implementation Committee. And, Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board of Trustees. So,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
So for the Master Plan Implementation Committee, we need a person on that. At this point, it looks like I'm going to be filling that role for the Community Preservation Committee. Can I serve both boards at one time? Otherwise, if we have two people,
And
we're going to have a conflict.
That actually would be the ideal scenario so that we don't have to post,
Right, okay,
a select board meeting and a master plan implementation.
okay. So I can do that. I can represent both boards.
Yeah, I think you can too. I think it's the size of the town that makes
Yeah,
that
yeah.
possible.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So I will do that.
So Leah,
Yeah.
you are going to be the select board designee on master plan.
Correct.
Great. And I will be glad to take Affordable Housing Trust Fund trustee, if that's okay with everybody else. And maybe David, we can ask you to take the affordable housing.
Yeah, I take it.
All right. We good here, Jason, with that? So
Perfect.
All right. Okay.
you have a motion?
I do. I move to approve appointments to the town boards and committees as they appear on the appointment staff committees, boards and commissions, with the addition of David Tully III for the Affordable Housing Committee, Ron Michael for the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, and Leah Basbanes for the Master Plan Implementation Committee.
We have a second. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Okay.
All right, Woodward Mill Dam Raceway. Is it really called the Raceway?
So it's called, yeah, top of it, I guess. We did this project with the help of Hoyle Tanner. We received 4 bids, and the low bid was Extreme Shot Creek LLC for $18,395. And so the recommendation is to award the contract to Extreme Shot Creek so that we can get this project going. And this is funded through CPA.
I don't have any issues. Shot Creek has worked for me before on doing foundation work. Yeah, oh, yeah, up in Derry, New Hampshire.
They've done work all over the place.
They
They work at Brown University,
Yeah.
where their historic buildings.
Sign them up.
And he was here for the bid opening too.
I mean, if the guy was here and he was YouTubing how to fix a dam, we might get a little sketchy, but.
He was.
He was just looking over Jason's shoulder.
He was here for the bid opening and excited about the project. So,
Yeah, I'm okay with them. They're the
Okay.
contractor.
You good? Any question?
No, I'm good.
All right, then I move to approve the contract with Extreme Shot Creek LLC in the amount of $18,395 for the repairs to the raceway of Woodward's Mill Dam and authorize the chair to sign the contract on behalf of the board.
Second.
Second, David? All in favor? Little dam, item 6, creation of a council on aging Facebook page. Yeah,
So Chuck Raffoni, reached out to me and asked if the town would be comfortable with the Council on Aging creating their own Facebook page to promote their activities and events that they offer. And so I look back at our social media policy and it says that the select board needs to approve any additional social media account, page, etc. And so the request is for you to consider the approval of a Council on Aging Facebook page to allow them to, independently manage, run their own page and to promote their events through that.
So there are no changes to this actual policy.
No, I just wanted to put it in there, just your reference, no changes at all, just an additional account that will have to adhere to the policy.
And Chuck has read this and he's aware that he needs to do a lot of work with this, for making sure it's meeting open meeting law, et cetera.
He's been given.
Okay,
other than Chuck, right? The council on aging staff. What's their position on this? Everybody's excited, ambivalent?
No, I believe it came from the board.
Oh, it did.
I believe, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe they've been talking about it.
All right, no, I mean, and then in terms of the Facebook page.
I'll confirm that though, but I think.
Yeah, I would just, knowing a lot of those folks probably don't have computers. I mean, you can use your phone,
Yeah,
right?
but they may have family members who do, who can,
Yeah, and this isn't gonna cost anything, right? It's
No.
not gonna, okay, great. All right, I'm gonna be okay with it. Dave, do you have any questions?
Jason, who has access to it? Just Chuck?
it would, it would just be Chuck. I mean, I will say the policy, I think probably we need to kind of look at again, maybe tighten it up a little bit. Because, for instance, also for media postings require approval of department head, town administrator, or the designate, usually that would generally fall to me, to be honest. But I'm not approving every single social media post that's out there right now. That's just not how it's being done. But yeah, Chuck would be the staff person responsible to manage the page.
Okay.
And have access to it.
We have a motion?
move to approve the creation of a council on aging Facebook page consistent with the rules and regulations of the town social media policy.
Second?
All in favor? Aye.
When did we do this policy to begin with?
This was
2023.
This was close
Few
to,
years ago.
yeah. So we put this together when I right around when
Yeah.
I started, because it was basically when we created our social media accounts, we thought we needed a policy to
Yeah.
make sure it was regulated in some way. So there are some things that we probably, now that we've kind of have the experience of having.
Can tweak a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably needs to be reviewed. I'll put that on the list.
Yeah, actually, it says right here, approved 5/23/23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 years in the difference.
All right, item number 7, installation of flat screen in town hall meeting rooms. So I'm gonna assume that you have more than one flat screen.
Yes, so here's, it's more of a question for the board. So we have about $4,000 in grant funds to basically digitally equip our meeting spaces here, and we've done that. We've purchased our equipment. We purchased these devices, and now it's fairly simple. Even I can mostly figure out how to do it, and it works pretty well. We still have a balance of the $4,000 remaining, and one of the things we could use that balance for is new flat screens. So it's more of a question for the board. We're thinking about purchasing 2, installing them on the walls, and having them, using them for remote access to our meetings.
One, have you run this by the Historical Society? But what can get put on the walls in the building?
I haven't, because I didn't,
I don't think it would be applicable
I
to
would ask them.
store.
not the interior.
What if they say no? What do we do then? Can't put a flat panel up on the live on there?
Just saying, I would ask them because people dinged the, the walls before and there was comment.
I would just ask, but
I mean, I don't, we can definitely ask them. I have no problem. I have no problem with asking anybody.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
their opinion should be sought.
Okay.
And secondly, maybe another idea, something that we could put up at the Swallow for town meeting use, or is that just likely to get nailed by a basketball
You might be able to.
elementary school kid? But
I think they're putting in new equipment, but they want us to, they would like us to have our town meeting in the CAF rather than the gym. And they're putting all new equipment in CAF space.
yeah,
Um,
okay,
I can ask.
just a thought.
It would take, I think it would take a tweak in our grant agreement too, but they might be open to that too. I can look at that.
Just a thought. I mean,
Yeah. well, you have the money and, as a cursory, just say to historical commission that, we're gonna be doing this. You guys got any objection to it?
Mhm.
And, as far as what you're gonna do over at Swallow, I don't know. I could see what they come up with, because I think they're gonna put, from what I had heard, they were gonna put a screen on that stage. It's in there.
Yeah, I think they are.
No, all right,
and I
well,
think
that's-
new.
Right.
and
That's-
projects.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I heard they were gonna do, so.
All right, I wasn't aware that was
Yeah.
happening.
Okay, so you were good with that one, flat screen, private well testing for PFAS.
So this was another issue that that was brought to me by a resident, actually. Brian Flynn, I think he actually brought it up at town meeting too, when we were talking about appropriating money to our reserve accounts. And so he followed up with me. We talked about this, and he actually followed up with me and said that he found a program that the town of Westford offered to residents, which I've included some information in your packet on that I was able to find online about it. So the question I have, it's not seeking approval of anything at this point, just because we're not even close to being there. The question I guess I have at this point is, would you like me to pursue creating a proposal for you to consider on supporting private well testing for PFAS through some of the PFAS mitigation funds that we've received?
So just the testing,
Just the testing.
and
Private well.
then what? Then it's up to the homeowner to do something about it or not.
So there, there are a lot, I have a lot of questions about how it would actually work.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we support the test, do we want the results? If we want the results, if we have the results, what are our obligations? I mean, there
A
are
lot,
questions that I'm
yes, I mean-
actually not,
It could snowball into something enormous.
yeah. There are, but.
Not that it's not a concern, the people, obviously,
Oh, no,
that is a huge, but there's,
In the one in, the program in Westford that was offered, it looked to me as though they received the results back and they actually turned, I think they mapped it out so they knew where the contamination was and what levels, so they could kind of,
yeah, that map is, there's a lot going on
oh,
there.
there it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Colors didn't come through, but.
no, but you kind of get the gist of what they did. So, I mean, it could serve a purpose for us too, in terms of a better understanding where PFAS is in the town. So those are the type of things that
Mhm.
I do have a fair amount of questions about it and how it would work. Who's gonna manage it? All of that.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't read the entire thing from Westford, but there's a lot of info there.
Yeah.
Does Brian have a particular goal he's trying to achieve, or is he just,
I don't wanna speak for Brian, but I think he's just concerned about, I mean, I think he has a genuine concern about the issue of PFAS contamination and thinks that if there is a way the town could support people and better, support people identifying the issue. I think he's would like to see us do that.
and once the data's gathered, I mean, okay, there are 1,000 questions.
Yeah.
Then what? Is
Yeah.
this like a setup to then, whatever, not a setup, but preparation for like a step 2 of, do we hit the state or EPA or 3M for
Yeah, I know.
money to resolve that? I mean, I don't know. It's just
There are-
never ending cycle.
Westford has kind of some of those things carved out. Not a lot. I think I'm gonna have. I've got some experience having this done and, that test is. From Neshoba Analytical is, almost $400 a copy.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's 500.
Is it five?
So that-
So when we look at it, right, how many people are gonna ask? Have this done, and then, the contractual liability. We're gonna pay for it, and we're gonna have to pay so much money for it, but it's gonna be clear that when we get those test results back, they are public record.
Well, that would be one of the questions is if public money is going to support the testing of the program, would we require the test results to come back? Because, I mean, I guess conceptually, you could say you're on your own homeowner, you hire someone to do it. You provide the invoice, the bill, the receipt of payment, and then we'll reimburse you 50% of the cost. I'm making this up as the
Right, yeah,
top,
I
but
get it.
it could be something like that, so we aren't even we don't have the information. But would we want to do the program if we didn't get the information is the other question. So there are a ton of questions that I have about it. I haven't reached out to Westford, but I want to reach out to Westford, to learn about their experience in doing it.
I mean, that's a whole rabbit hole we could go down. I mean, I get the PFAS is a huge problem and I would love to be able to not only provide the testing, but help people resolve their issue. So, I mean, us just getting the data is great, but kind of just leaves everybody hanging there. It's like, okay, now you've paid $200 to get it tested. Now it's going to cost you $4,000 to put a filter, whatever
Yeah.
that cost is. And we're not going to be able to help with that, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not a quote and number. I'm just, we're using ballpark numbers here. Yeah, I saw you flinch. but yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to say without knowing. I mean,
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, we may say, you know what, let's offer a program. And we may get two people who take advantage of it.
Some may just.
Or you could have everybody.
Or we could have everybody.
Right.
You know, what would happen, I mean, we only have so many dollars in that bucket. And potentially, we could have more testing. Applicants.
Oh, from Westford, yeah.
Money. Unless we work out a deal with Neshoba or somebody like that that says, hey, you guys are gonna do our work, we want you to give us a.
Yeah.
Decent number. Look, you gotta. A good amount of legwork to put this administrative.
So it's first come, whoever asks, yeah. Yeah. Dave just pointed out that Westford, they capped it at 50 households,
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if they look,
but they did it under ARPA, that's why.
yeah, no, they did
Yeah.
on the ARPA. Yep, that's correct. That's correct.
That's just, yes.
Okay.
I'm one of the neighbor, I live on Kent Street, so I'm one of the neighborhoods that has been affected by PFAS.
Hmm.
I did pay for my first test because it hadn't come down into my neighborhood.
Mhm.
It has now come down, so they've been testing a couple of times a year. For some reason, every neighbor around me has it, just not people, even people beyond me. Is this done differently because with the neighborhood is affected? And they're doing the testing and paying for it, is that gonna change?
No, this is an overlay plan to people who want to have it tested that have not already have it tested. What you're doing on Kemp Street in that area over there is funded by Groton Dunstable, the school district's paying for all that stuff. This is not gonna take the place of it, this is gonna supplement to others. I mean, we've got people that up on Main Street, for whatever reason, have said they have the stuff in their water. So, you know, we're going to offer it, and if I'm speaking wrong, yeah, please jump down me. We're gonna offer it to residents who wanna know. And, you know, what happens with that information after it's known is really gonna be up to the homeowner at this point.
Well, the thing with that though is the source is gonna be completely different and not from, you know, is there an expectation that, oh, my well tested positive for PFAS that's higher, so I want the town to cover it just like they are for the. But
Well, yeah.
it's not the
that's-
same source.
That's a really,
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that question. It's a really good question.
Yeah.
And important to clarify. So the areas of Kemp Street, Groton Street, and then the streets in Groton's town of Groton. Those have been determined to be caused by the high school fire. And so because of that, we are required to address it and help residents in that boom area access to clean water. And so that's basically why that big water infrastructure project's happening. This is, like, as the chair said, is entirely separate. And the plume for the high school has essentially been defined.
Yeah.
And DEP has basically given its, you know,
It's a blessing.
Blessing. the definition of the plume. Which kind of sets the boundaries for,
Right.
for the contamination and the cost of contamination. So anything outside that plume, would be a different, presumably a different cause.
Right,
Not associated.
That's exactly what Lee is
Not associated with.
Right.
We need to establish
So, but you're,
where it is. And then it's an oddity. I mean, if you had one house and everybody else around was good, I don't, you know. I really don't know.
yeah, and
I mean, you can have false positives and false negatives and
Yeah.
that could be, I don't know.
but there are millions of sources for this stuff.
and most,
Yeah.
most water has
Something.
some levels of PFAS in it.
Yeah.
You know,
So at this point, I think the charge is to develop that program.
To come back to you with.
Yeah, and then I know, you follow Westford, but I would probably get a little bit of guidance from Brian before we just
Okay,
go off and do this, because I don't know.
Yep.
Contractually, if somebody wants to have their well tested and they ask us, they'll fill out a form or something, we just.
Yep.
I guess. Him too. Maybe he's got experience with it and. One at a time, so.
I'll do that. Okay,
Moving on, item number 9, rather, I'm sorry, building gas and plumbing permit fee schedule update.
Move to table that to the next meeting.
second,
All in favor? Aye. Number 10, town administrators report. You all set?
it's up to you. I can go through it quick, or if you've already read it and.
I did look at it, but, read
Go
anything
through
into
it?
it, just kind of give it like an AI summary or something.
Okay, we got 2 budget earmarks, thanks to Rep Scarsdale and Senator Howard, $20,000 for a new bulletproof vest in the police department. And then a $25,000 earmark that has a lot of flexibility, so, we're putting a plan together to spend that. I have some ideas I've included that, I'll seek input later on. Budget working group has had its first meeting. Ron, you participated in that as well.
Yes.
Municipal Citizens Academy, that's gonna start, we're gonna start promoting that this week. I provided testimony for the bill that the select board, filed on, filling a vacancy. The Groton Pennsylvania Regional School District Committee, rather than a 1-year or 3-year term, appointment. There's a PFAS meeting in Groton on August 6th at 6 p.m. to update residents on the project and the project progress. See, Waterfield Master Plan is wrapping up. They had their final meeting. Union Building update where I have the grant agreement with the Mass Cultural Council in place now. So now we have to issue an RFP for feasibility, reuse, business planning, and market analysis work for the ultimate end use of the building. We also have the design for the interior is very, very close to complete, and the cost estimate significantly higher than anticipated. So the Union Building Rehab Committee is working now to look at options, possibly phasing options and maybe some value engineering to get the price slightly lower. Fire chief has put a comprehensive emergency management plan together and will be before the board, hopefully at your next meeting. Ron, you were asking about the LEAP grant project, so that's, I had a meeting with them, follow-up meeting. They're gonna try to incorporate some of the feedback received at the last public meeting that the select board hosted. To continue to advance design, we're gonna need somewhere between $25,000 and $40,000 to get to final design. So, that's,
Do we have enough money
Never.
to fund that?
we don't have any money.
It's $0.
Right, we have no money earmarked for this project outside of the grant we got.
And Mass DOT needs to. It won't work for free.
Mass DOT won't work for free, and their consultants certainly won't work for free. So, yeah, we're gonna have to put our heads together to see how we can continue to advance it, because I thought at the meeting, the board hosted, there was a lot of residents interested in the project, I thought very good constructive comments about the project, and and a desire to make the intersection safer. So, I prefer this one not to sit on a shelf, but just finding the money to keep it going. You already did Woodward's Mill. I don't know if you want to talk about Maxwell Dune,
No,
okay? Those are the big things.
anything else from the audience? No? Coming in for the entertainment?
Yeah. So. Topics not reasonably thought of. Do you have anything,
I don't.
David?
No,
I don't have, anything either. But I just want to think through this, and this is just me, right? This street, Oak Street and Main Street thing, right? You know, there's a side of me that says that I wouldn't mind having the abutters involved in some sort of an ad hoc where they can participate, because some of the people talked about the layout and how odd it was gonna look, and then, I didn't disagree with that, but in terms of trying to have like consensus thinking, we could just ask those folks that are abutters, so, Brian Reynolds and all those, Brian wasn't around, but he's an abutter, he lives there. I just don't know, but the one thing I do agree with you is I wouldn't let that sit. I mean, of all the projects we've got, we gotta figure this one out, because that was a bad accident, and, it's a tough intersection. Yeah.
I know the road commission talked about the project at their, I don't know if it was their last meeting or one of their recent meetings. So I know it's on their radar too.
You're talking Highland now?
No,
Oh, okay. Oak,
Yeah,
Oak, Main and Mill.
yeah, I'm saying if we got and I'm just reaching here, if we got the residents into like an ad hoc committee, say, look, guys, these are your designs, what's everybody thinking? This way here, nobody can say, well, they didn't talk to me. Yeah, you guys live in that area. I have my own thoughts on what that would look like, but I don't live there. And, I think we've got to probably drive this a little bit just to get it done.
Well, I think, it's a money thing right
It's a
now.
money thing, yeah, but it's a safety issue.
No, I agree. I mean,
Are
even
there
if
any-
to the extent of putting, the road comes out like this. Big triangle in the middle. now,
That's what I'm doing. No, I know that. This,
Carmen hates that, but
yeah, and because,
But-
but this triangle, right, so this is coming off of Maine.
yeah,
This is going out to Maine, right?
Yeah.
This is what she's got, is what I was gonna do.
but I don't think anyone was, I mean. We have engineers for a reason,
I know.
and I don't think anyone was opposed to the design, generally speaking. I mean, I didn't get the sense that,
No, they want to see something happen for sure.
but I didn't
It's
get the
just-
sense that people were like, blow this up. And do
No.
something entirely different.
No, I think they
No,
want
but
to
I think what happened is, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The engineer that was there, she spoke about, lengthening the sidewalks, and there was a discussion about people's driveways needing to be extended.
We had no
Well, no,
sidewalks.
there's no sidewalks and there's one driveway.
Yeah.
And the driveway, so that was one of in the follow-up meeting I had with Tech, that was one of the issues that was discussed, is there a way to, rather than bringing the driveway out on Main Street, because that's kind of how it went with the extension.
Yeah.
It was, can we get it back to come out on Oak Street? Which would have some geometry changes, but I think that they're looking at that as part of the final, quote unquote, conceptual design. And the other issue that was, to me, kind of a major takeaway that I asked them to look at was on the other side, on Mill Street. there was a telephone pole that was talked about by a lot of people. And then there's a little kind of
Yeah.
green, it's not very
Dead
green,
man's
it's not
area.
very green, but it's a unpaved area.
People put their couches out there to take for free kind of
Do
thing.
that. So was there, there were several people who said, if you move the pole, can you use that space to make the intersection safer?
Yeah.
And basically to make it, square it up a little.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna look at that issue as well. Those were the two big,
Yeah.
there were other smaller things, but those were the two. big-
Yeah, they talk about cut the vegetation,
The-
cutting it back further along
Yeah.
the side.
Yep.
The site distance
Yep.
here, and they were concerned about, looking at this, but I think they're right, bringing them onto Oak Street instead of here.
Yeah.
And then they can put some plantings a little bit further back,
Mhm.
block the view's not blocked now, but so I don't know.
Yeah, I think, yes, if they can rethink the driveway a little bit so that it can continue to come out of
Yeah.
Oak, I think that would be beneficial. But I think extending the curb, well, it's not a curb line, but you know what I mean, the curb line
Yeah,
will help square that off and dissuade kind of cars from just going 50 and taking a
Right.
turn.
Yeah.
In both ways, so. But
so are they at a standstill right now? I mean, have they used the funds up?
they're not at a standstill, they're trying to kind of
It's not-
make some of the changes based on feedback we received at the meeting.
Okay,
Which were primarily what I just mentioned. And then, but don't forget, this is still preliminary concept design.
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah, right,
So, I mean, it's literally anything,
Combination.
anything could change on this, because it's simply not at a point where it's developed that much, so.
what was
I
the
think-
amount of the grant from leaping?
So it's funny, the way this grant works, it doesn't give you an amount. It says you get technical assistance for conceptual design,
Oh,
and then they hire,
okay,
the engineering firm.
so why don't they just cover the rest of this then? Tell
They'd
Leap
have
that
to
they
change
need
the
20
program.
grand, not us. Yeah.
So, I think that the next step is like you said, it's getting the money somehow,
Yeah.
finding the money to advance it. And then, if we're able to do that, if we're able to get an engineer on board to continue the design, then having working meetings with the butters and neighbors, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay. And then once we get to 100% design, is this a tip? Do we have money to get
So
it done for free, the actual work,
So
or?
the good thing about this project is it is included on our complete streets
Yeah.
prioritization plan.
Okay,
And so because it's included on our prioritization plan, it is complete streets eligible. So, and I think I'd have to go back and look at the maximum complete streets award, but I want to say it's 250. So I think it fits, I think this
Okay.
project could fit well in the complete streets grant.
okay. Complete Streets is there, and this was put together years ago when
Mhm.
Tracy was with us.
Tracy, yeah.
Is there a time when you revise your Complete Streets? I mean, because there are some projects that we can tick off, right?
I don't remember
Do
that.
you ever add to it? Do you revise it, or is there a process for
There's
For that?
gotta be, right?
if
Yeah.
you'd think so?
There's gotta be. And you all did that, like, I mean, it is kind of,
It's been 10
I
years.
don't want to say it's stale, but it is.
Yeah.
Quite a few years ago, yeah.
I'll
It's
check,
like 10 or 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably 10.
I'll check. I think I wonder if you could, let me check. That's a good
Okay.
question. Yeah, I'll check.
All right, I got nothing.
The traffic island that was built? Yeah, I'm asking you.
Yeah,
The traffic island that was built at Depot in Maine, right?
Yeah.
In front of Harold's house.
yeah.
Didn't we do that ourselves, the town? Didn't the road commissioners, the road guys do that themselves?
They may have, I don't recall. Do you know?
I do not know that.
I thought, I could be wrong, but I thought um,
Yeah, that was added in, wasn't it?
it was. I think we did that ourselves and I'm not. I mean, this one's bigger, but it's certainly, saw cutting the pavement and pulling the asphalt out and putting in, curbing or a berm, throw some dirt in there and
And a nice big flashing sign for Joni.
zoning,
Yeah.
the red,
Yeah.
like they have now, the red
Exactly.
flashing stop
So
signs.
let's put a crosswalk there too. Yes. Or,
I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there because it's a way to get it done without, I mean, if you're gonna end up getting a contractor in.
it's a possible temporary fix. We really have any extra money laying around to do that.
Okay,
All right,
anything else?
motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.